Yes! What is up, everyone? And welcome to the big one, my Group B preview for this first ever Winter World Cup, which includes the country that thinks it's always bringing it home every single tournament and then never does. It's the Three Lions of England and their neighbors Wales, who are captained by a substitute on his club team, and Iran, who somehow got 4 points in the World Cup group in 2018 and didn't advance, and that must hurt a little bit, and the United States of America, who purposely took a break from playing in the World Cup in 2018 so they could be well rested for dominating in 2022. Also, I should mention that I'm going to be there in Qatar, hosting all of Fox Soccer's Twitter coverage with my former U.S. men's national team teammates DeMarcus Beasley and Sasha Kljestan. So make sure to follow me here, of course, especially on YouTube Shorts, and at Jimmy Conrad on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to see all of the internet that we're making and to see all of the behind-the-scenes stuff, because this is going to be an insane trip, and I want all of you to be a part of it. Anyway, in an effort to get away from a more traditional preview, I want to mix it up a bit and have some fun. So we're going to start with 4 fun facts, 1 per country, so you can sound a little bit smarter to your friends and family when you're talking about the World Cup. You're welcome. And first up, it's England, who might not play the most aesthetically pleasing football since Gareth Southgate took the job, but they have definitely been effective, with a semi-final appearance at the last World Cup, followed by a finals appearance in the Euros last summer, so the natural progression is for them to win it. However, England seemed to have hit a rough patch at the worst time, with no wins in their last 6 games and failing to score in 4 of those 6, but they're gonna get out of this group, right? Right? Fun fact number 2, Iran's Mehdi Taremi is the country's star player by a mile, unless Sardar Azmoun makes the team, and then maybe they're tied. But since Taremi's moved to Europe in 2019 when he joined Rio Ave in Portugal and then moved on to FC Porto the next season, he has scored 83 goals and created 57 assists. The 30-year-old can play as a striker up top or as a supporting striker or also on either wing, and recently his dad was crying on TV and blaming himself for not letting his son go to Europe earlier. But there's nothing wrong with being a late bloomer, speaking as a late bloomer myself. So dry those tears, Dad. Fun fact number 3, this will be Wales' first World Cup in 64 years. In fact, back in 1958, which was their last appearance, a gallon of gas was 25 cents, NASA was just formed, the hula hoop was popular, and the Barbie doll just came out. Also, Wales got to the quarterfinals of that tournament and were knocked out by eventual winners Brazil. So maybe the World Cup destiny is to always lose to the eventual champions, which could be good news for England and the US, of course, because we're definitely winning this. Come on, boys! And finally, fun fact number 4, and speaking of the US, manager Greg Berhalter has decided that we're so good that we can leave one of our top goalkeepers, Zach Steffen, and one of our top number 9s, Ricardo Pepi, at home. It's like, yeah, it's no big deal, fellas. Thanks for helping us get qualified, but we got it from here. I mean, what? I still can't believe that happened. Anyway, with all this information in my mind, my hamster wheel of a brain, I'm now going to name who I think will be the top scorer of the group, the real MVP from all 4 of the countries, which could be a player or a coach, and the 2 teams that will move on. So can I get a motherfucking drum roll, please? Yes, I can! My top scorer of Group B is going to be Christian Pulisic. Okay, fine, it's England's Harry Kane. Even though his club and his country both don't play the most attractive football, the guy still produces, and he takes all the penalties, and he was the Golden Boot winner of the last World Cup, so why would I go against him now? I won't, and I'm not. So get off my back. Now moving on to my real MVP, you know, the unsung hero that makes the plays, that makes the difference between success and failure at the highest level. Yeah, we're on the same page. You know who I'm talking about. Well, I'm going to roll with the U.S.'s Tyler Adams, who has been such a big hit at Leeds for his immense work rate and just his overall presence on the field. Bigger clubs in England are already inquiring about his availability, and rightfully so. And for the U.S., he's going to have to do it on both sides of the ball, helping us transition with his improved passing and with protecting our back 4 in the middle of the field. And I should probably add, with covering for either one of our outside backs who both like to bomb forward. And I'm talking about Sergiño Dest and Anthony Robinson. So when I think about his overall influence, I really feel like it's going to be the difference in terms of where we're going to finish, which is in second. And I think it's going to come down to our last game against Iran, and we're going to do something similar to what we did in 2010 when we scored in the dying minutes against Algeria to not only book our ticket to the round of 16, everyone, but to win our group that also had England in it. And yes, I'm speaking from my heart about our chances when anyone who's looking at this unemotionally, which is very hard for me to do, will know that Wales and Iran are both very solid and experienced teams with some very special players. However, I have the three Lions finishing in first because they are so good in every single position, unless you don't rate Harry Maguire, who's a bit average for his club, pretty good for his country. John Stones, Connor Cody, Eric Dyer, and Luke Shaw. Then maybe you think the back line could be an overall issue, and despite not having Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Jadon Sancho, Fikayo Tomori, and Tammy Abraham in the squad, I feel like they still have way too much talent to fail in the group stages. After that, I don't know. So those are my predictions for Group B. What are yours? Hit me up in the comments as always after you hit like and subscribe, of course, and be on the lookout for my Group C preview dropping very soon. Later.